Hi there, I'm Adam Brown, a lecturer in digital media at Deakin University, and today I'm talking to Cecilia Di Stefano, a previous student of mine at Deakin. And well, I'm actually going to get you to introduce yourself, Cecilia, because you've kind of got a great narrative trajectory to your story that's really the reason why I'm talking to you today.
Yeah, alright, sweet. So I'm Cecilia. I studied a grad dip of communication at Deakin, and I've just gotten a job in social media with an airline, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Great, yeah. Now you started your undergrad in journalism,
Mm-hmm.
and then you worked in, when I met you, you were doing a graduate diploma of communication
Yes.
at Deakin, and at the same time as you were doing that, you were working in social media as well for La Trobe Uni.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So maybe if we talk about a little bit about, I suppose, there was a lot of intersections with what you were doing, obviously, with content creation and that kind of thing, but how did you find, I guess, the learning by doing approach while you were also learning by doing on the job, I suppose?
Yeah, there was a lot of learning by doing. So yeah, definitely during my unit with Adam, we did a lot of proactive blogging and video making and stuff like that, which was great. And yeah, at my interview, my interviewer actually read my blog that I did, and she was really impressed by it, and she said, yeah, you're the kind of person we want for this job, and it was based on the blog that I did in this unit, so it was pretty...
Yeah, you've just reminded me of something fantastic, and if it's alright, I might cut in the little bit at the very end of the unit. You did a brief video where you looked back at the unit and you said something about your blog.
Personally, I have created a blog that I've created many blogs before, but I'm actually not ashamed to show an employer this one, so yay! So here's to the future, everyone. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that was essentially the first blog that I had. I thought, yeah, I can show an employer this one and it's going to be great, and yeah, it worked out, and I ended up getting a job from it.
It was a prophecy.
Yeah, it was.
That's great. And you sort of had different sites, and that's the thing. You sort of develop your brand over time. That's something that I've kind of discovered myself, because it took me 3 years to rebrand my Textures of a Textual World. Just probably chose that for the alliteration as much as the actual theme, and then work out, okay, digital zones is much better for me. And so you worked out over time how you wanted to present yourself, and you've made this content, and you were you'd sent the link, I think, to your blog in with your job application, but you were kind of, I think you were saying at lunch before, you were a little bit surprised that they'd looked at it.
Yeah, so I just had it in a little about section on my resume, and yeah, because I thought, they print these things out, they're probably not going to bother copying and pasting the link in, but yeah, I was really surprised. So they really do their research, and they actually do stalk you, before they think about hiring you.
You said that LinkedIn played a bit of a role as well through your kind of professional career. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So LinkedIn is imperative, I think, for getting a job these days, and certainly was the case with me. I've been updating my LinkedIn profile for about 2 years now, I think, and there's a great career section on LinkedIn, and I pretty much watched it every day after I graduated, and it really tailors which jobs would suit you and based on what you have on your profile, which is why it's so important to keep it updated. And so I found this social media job, and I applied through there, and I got it.
Great. You're sort of in a neat little moment of just having left one job and only having started you had a week's induction, and now you're sort of into the groove now. We don't want to talk about too many specifics, I guess, because it's a really great environment that you've been sort of thrust into. Do you feel like it's your first kind of leap into the real world, even though you've been working in a social media for a university? You were saying that before. Yeah,
definitely, for sure. So my role at the uni was casual, so I would work once a week, if that, and I kind of felt a little bit out of the loop just because I wasn't there all the time. But now with this full-time role, I feel like I'm instrumental to the content that goes out and how the brand is perceived online now. So I feel like I'm doing something and I'm making a difference, and definitely a big leap.
I guess all those times of feeling like your media outreach and your networking was quite limited, that's also been absolutely crucial for where you've come and the confidence you've built, I suppose, in terms of you're responsible for representing an organisation, which is really a great thing. And the different platforms you'd be across, you've kind of got to keep quite flexible about that because you never know what might come around the corner. So the learning by doing hasn't really finished, I imagine.
No, the learning by doing never finishes. Yeah, I mean, we can introduce something new any day now because we're a whole new team, and senior management wants to hear our ideas, and it's just important to stay on top of what's new, what's going on. So we could start doing live broadcasts next week, or we could start, doing all sorts of new content strategies for the organization, and I don't know everything, definitely not. So it's just something you kind of got to get your head around and get on top of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's usually what holds people back, the feeling that I don't know everything yet, and therefore I can't project myself out there. I don't know who I am, I can't put myself online, I don't know how to do this fully, then I'm not going to try until I learn it from something else. But that's not really how it works, is it? The idea of being an expert is a completely flawed one. Mm-hmm. And everyone I talk to in industry, very high-ranking people in digital marketing, they say, I don't have time to manage, a personal Instagram account, much less learn these two new different media that come along. So it's, we never know what you'll be doing next.
Yeah, exactly right. So every day is different. You don't know what it's going to throw at you, especially in the comms industry. It's really fast and ever changing, so you never know. Yeah. In terms of what kind of, you've gone through a lot of different kind of educational experiences and now professional work experiences. What would be your advice that you would give to current undergraduate and postgraduate students in terms of what they need to be doing as well as what they're doing in the classroom or outside the classroom online for formal assessment? Well, there's one definite thing that first comes to mind, and that is be active. You have to always try to get involved as best you can, and try to keep your blogs updated, or just get into the habit of doing something every week and just getting something out there. And it's definitely just get into the habit of it, and then once your unit is over, you can still keep going, and it's not an effort to be motivated all the time.
That is the key, isn't it? To stay motivated. I always talk to students, and I didn't realise this until years into teaching, that the hardest week is week 12. Because you've got no one pushing you. I have no vested interest, and I'm actually kind of expected not to be interested in what people do after an 11-week trimester, because I'm now got a new cohort with different students, different units. So it's kind of like that's the hardest part, isn't it? Especially after graduation. I imagine that and you've done immensely well. You've sort of landed a fantastic position very quickly after graduation, but that's not always the case. And we can't necessarily expect that to be the case. So keeping that motivation, finding your niche and making yourself stand out online and otherwise is sort of the key. Yeah,
I also think it's important to I know it's still important, but maybe don't think about grades too much either. I think it's more important just to keep motivated and keep the habit going instead of, obviously by week 12, whether you've passed or not. You kind of you've gauged how well you're going to do, but it's not number one all the time. So I think just as long as you're motivated and you can keep creating and you can keep rolling content out or whatever it is you want to do, I think that should be number one. Just doing things. It's a really great point that no one remembers the enter, or what they call the ATAR score. ATAR now,
a week after you get into university, no one's going to ask you about it, but then the academic transcript that lists your grades in a degree, it's not something that gets asked for.
No, not really.
So it's what can you do? Show us what you can do. Where's your portfolio and your online presence, as you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Well, look, thank you very much for talking to us, and look, best of luck with this position, and maybe we'll chat further again. No doubt you'll have moved on and upwards in different ways, and look forward to seeing where you go.
All right, awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching.